With its 2026 budget, India is making a massive strategic bet on an industry that's literally as old as the country itself, textiles. But this isn't about looking backward. Oh no. This is a plan to reweave the very fabric of its future economy. Let's break it down.
Okay, first up, look at this number, 35 million. Just let that sink in for a second. That's how many people are directly employed by India's textile sector. It's the country's second biggest employer. So this isn't just an industry, it's an absolute lifeline for millions of families. The stakes here couldn't be higher.
Which of course brings us to the big question. In an age of AI and super advanced tech, why is India doubling down on textiles? The answer isn't about nostalgia. Not at all. It's about a very clear, very calculated vision for the future.
So what does this big bet actually look like? Well, we're not talking about just another line item in the budget here. This is a fundamental shift in national strategy. And the scale is, well, it's pretty impressive.
What's so interesting about this is how the government is kind of flipping the script. They're looking at the labor-intensive nature of textiles, not as a weakness, but as a huge strength for growth. The whole goal? To turn this very traditional industry into a modern engine for creating jobs.
But here's the thing. Before you can build something new, you have to fix what's already broken. And for decades, India's textile sector has been held back by a whole series of really persistent challenges. Think of the industry's problems like a giant tangled knot. The supply chain is fragmented. It's all over the place. The technology is often way behind the times. There's this risky over-reliance on just cotton. And then you throw in fierce global competition and unfair tariffs in key markets. Yeah, it's a complex problem that has held the whole sector back for years.
Okay, so that's the problem. How does the 2026 budget plan to untangle that knot? Well, let's get into the solution. It's a really comprehensive new plan, and it's built on 5 key pillars. The whole solution is built around this simple but really powerful idea, the 5F vision. That's farm to fiber to factory to fashion to foreign. The goal here is to seamlessly connect every single step of the process, right from the cotton field all the way to the international customer. It's a huge shift from just fixing little problems to completely rethinking the entire system.
And this 5F vision isn't just talk. Here's how it breaks down into actual programs. They're securing their own raw materials, they're modernizing factories, they're supporting traditional artisans, pushing for sustainability, and, crucially, they're upskilling the entire workforce. See how each one is a vital link in that farm-to-foreign chain?
Now, policies and plans are great, right? But this strategy is also about building real physical stuff. We're talking concrete and steel. Let's look at the massive infrastructure build-out that's basically the backbone of this whole thing.
And the absolute centerpiece of this whole infrastructure push is the PM-MIT Megaparks initiative. I want you to imagine these massive, all-in-one textile cities where everything from spinning yarn to shipping the final product happens in one place. This is the government's big answer to those old problems of fragmentation and inefficiency.
And look, this isn't just some pipe dream on a slide. It's actually happening. You can see right here in Telangana, production has already started. In a bunch of other states, the groundwork is being laid right now. This shows the real, tangible progress that's being made to bring these mega factories to life all across the country.
300,000. Okay, get this. That's the staggering number of new jobs, 100,000 direct and 200,000 indirect, that they expect from each one of these 7 parks. Multiply that out, and you are looking at over 2 million potential new jobs. I mean, the scale is just massive. So, let's put all these pieces together. We've got this new integrated policy, we have this massive new infrastructure. What does it all mean for the bottom line? Well, it really comes down to 2 things, jobs and exports.
A huge part of this strategy is about leveling the playing field globally. See, for years, Indian exports were more expensive in key markets like Europe because of extra taxes or tariffs. But now, new free trade agreements with the EU and the UK are set to wipe those disadvantages away, making Indian textiles way more competitive.
And the potential impact of that? A 20 to 25% jump in apparel exports just to the EU every single year. For an industry of this size, that is an absolute game changer.
And, it wasn't just policymakers who were optimistic. The financial markets, they reacted almost instantly. NDTV Profit reported that, quote,
textile stocks surged after the finance minister announced fresh measures for the sector. That's a pretty powerful vote of confidence from investors.
So the ambition is crystal clear. A holistic plan, massive infrastructure, and new trade deals are all lined up to try and transform India's textile sector into a global powerhouse. The strategy has been woven together with incredible detail, but the final, lingering question is this: will the execution be as seamless as the plan itself? The success of this grand vision will depend entirely on it.